The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers for Tuesday, October 1, reveal that Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, will struggle to process the news that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, just delivered. Taylor confessed she has heart failure and that she doesn't have long to live, so Ridge's own heart will break at the thought of losing her forever. It won't take long for Ridge to decide he just can't accept that. Ridge will refuse to believe Taylor's diagnosis, at least not until she gets a second opinion. Taylor isn't seen an actual cardiologist yet, so Ridge will feel like there's still a chance her doctor in Europe was wrong. Whatever the case, Ridge won't be able to handle the idea of Taylor's demise, so he'll urge her not to give up on her future. Other B&B spoilers say Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, will become increasingly fixated on the notion of her parents getting back together. Steffy has vowed not to play matchmaker, but she still hopes Ridge and Taylor will find their way back to each other. As far as Steffy's concerned, Taylor and Ridge have a magnetic pull that always puts them back in each other's orbit. Now that Taylor is in Los Angeles again, Steffy will be convinced that Ridge and Taylor's reunion could be on the horizon. Steffy will drop some hints on Tuesday's episode and perhaps suggest destiny isn't as much on Brooke's side as she thinks. Brooke won't appreciate Steffy's comments and may snap at her as she offers a harsh reminder. Ridge is committed to Brooke, so she'll think that should count for something. Brooke will feel confident in the bond she has with Ridge, but Steffy won't think it's wise to ignore the deep connection between her dad and Taylor. Now that Taylor has filled Ridge in on her medical ordeal, his attention is all on her. That could work to Taylor's advantage when it comes to potentially winning Ridge back, but her health crisis will come with some twists and turns soon. Our predictions suggest Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor's love triangle could come back in full force, so we'll bring you updates on what's ahead for these three. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke's confidence in Ridge's commitment could be shaken eventually, so stay tuned. CDL will have other terrific Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, predictions, updates, and news to read up on, so make us your favorite B&B hotspot. Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful is set to pack an emotional punch, and fans won't want to miss a moment of the drama. Ridge Forrester, played by Thorsten Kaye, will be hit with devastating news from Taylor Hayes, portrayed by Rebecca Budig, leading to intense conflict and a resurgence of an age-old love triangle involving Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood. The episode begins with Taylor making a heartbreaking confession to Ridge about her health. She reveals that she has been diagnosed with heart failure, and according to her doctor in Europe, her time is limited. For Ridge, this bombshell is not just about losing an ex-love. It's about the possible death of a woman he has shared an unbreakable connection with for years. The love they've shared through the ups and downs of their relationship, including their children Steffy and Thomas, makes the news even more painful for Ridge to accept. While Taylor seems to have resigned herself to the fact that she may not have long to live, Ridge is far from accepting this diagnosis. His reaction is one of disbelief, anger, and denial. Ridge is determined to seek out a second opinion, refusing to accept the possibility of losing Taylor without a fight. After all, Taylor hasn't been evaluated by a cardiologist in Los Angeles. So Ridge believes there's still hope for a misdiagnosis, or at the very least, a treatment plan that can buy her more time. Ridge's refusal to accept the diagnosis also speaks to his lingering feelings for Taylor. His determination to find a solution is fueled by more than just concern for her well-being. It's rooted in the deep connection they've always shared. This might suggest that Ridge's heart still belongs to Taylor, despite his current relationship with Brooke. As Ridge becomes consumed by Taylor's health crisis, Steffy can't help but notice how much her father still cares for her mother. Steffy has long believed that her parents share a bond that transcends time and circumstance. While she has vowed not to interfere in their relationship or actively play matchmaker, Taylor's sudden return to Los Angeles and her heartbreaking diagnosis has made Steffi hopeful that fate might finally push them back together. For Steffi, this potential reconciliation isn't just about rekindling an old romance. It's about seeing her parents happy. She has always maintained that Ridge and Taylor's connection is different from what Ridge shares with Brooke. In Steffi's eyes, Taylor and Ridge have a magnetic pull that has brought them back together time and time again. With Taylor's life now seemingly at risk, Steffi feels even more certain that her parents need each other more than ever. As Steffi drops subtle hints about her parents' inevitable reunion, she touches on a sore spot for Brooke. Brooke, who has always been fiercely protective of her relationship with Ridge, immediately sees Steffi's comments as a threat. Brooke has worked hard to maintain her bond with Ridge and will be quick to shut down any suggestion that his heart belongs elsewhere. When Steffi makes her case about Ridge and Taylor's destiny, Brooke is quick to push back. She reminds Steffi that Ridge is committed to her, and she believes that should be enough to keep their marriage solid. However, Steffi's words clearly rattle Brooke. Brooke might try to present herself as confident and secure in her relationship with Ridge, but deep down, she knows that Taylor's return and health crisis could complicate things. Brooke is used to dealing with threats to her relationship with Ridge, but this time it's different. Taylor's illness adds a layer of complexity that Brooke isn't sure how to handle. She can't just dismiss Taylor's presence or the bond she shares with Ridge. After all, Ridge's focus has already shifted to Taylor, and Brooke knows that once his attention is elsewhere, it's hard to pull him back. Brooke's frustration with Steffi will reach a boiling point, and she may snap at her in a heated moment of insecurity. Brooke wants to believe that her marriage can withstand anything, but Taylor's diagnosis and Steffi's persistent belief in her parents' reunion are shaking that belief to the core. The tension between Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor has been brewing for years, and Tuesday's episode sets the stage for this love triangle to come roaring back to life. With Ridge emotionally torn between his commitment to Brooke and his unresolved feelings for Taylor, the lines between loyalty and love will become increasingly blurred. Taylor's health crisis could serve as the catalyst for a major shift in Ridge's priorities. As he becomes more involved in Taylor's care, it's possible that his bond with her will deepen, creating distance between him and Brooke. Brooke, who has never been one to sit idly by when it comes to her man, will undoubtedly fight to keep Ridge, but her confidence in their relationship will be tested like never before. As Ridge navigates his conflicting emotions, Taylor will be dealing with her own internal struggles. She may feel guilty about pulling Ridge back into her orbit, especially if she knows that Brooke and Ridge have worked hard to maintain their marriage. However, Taylor's desire for Ridge's support in her time of need will outweigh any reservations she may have. The fact that she's battling a life-threatening condition means she needs all the love and support she can get, and deep down, she knows Ridge will always be there for her. While Steffi insists that she won't play matchmaker, her actions suggest otherwise. By continuing to point out the connection between Ridge and Taylor, she's subtly pushing her father toward a decision that could reignite the love triangle. Steffi has always been protective of her mother, and she wants to see her happy, even if it means Ridge leaving Brooke. Steffi's involvement in this storyline adds another layer of complexity. As Ridge tries to balance his relationships with both women, Steffi's influence could sway him in Taylor's direction. Brooke, on the other hand, will be left to fend for herself, trying to hold on to a marriage that seems to be slipping through her fingers. As the love triangle intensifies, fans can expect more emotional confrontations and heart-wrenching moments in the coming episodes. Taylor's health crisis will continue to be a focal point, and it could push Ridge to make a choice that changes everything. Brooke, who has always prided herself on her ability to keep Ridge by her side, will face one of the biggest challenges of her life. Can she keep her marriage intact, or will Taylor's return and the lingering feelings between her and Ridge tear them apart?